let's go to the Lakers and talk about a couple of games that occurred over the weekend. We'll start with the one that was good for them. They won both of these games. The Lakers now are 9-4. They have won, I believe, their last 5 games at this point. In the most recent game they played came against the Pelicans. And Dalton Knecht goes for 27 points in this game. Really did a big thing, kind of saving them. They came out flat against the Pelicans, if we're being honest here. And they figured it out. They figured it out on the fly. They figured out how to kind of get back into the game a little bit. And a big part of it was Knecht kind of entering the starting lineup over the last 3 games here and being able to just come in and knock down shots. Over his last 3 games, he has 19 points, 14 points, and then had this big 27-point outburst against the Pelicans. But overall, if you look at the 3-point percentages, I mean, he's made 12 of his 19 3-point attempts in these games. He has been enormous for them. Moreover, though, I'll note particularly in this game against the Pelicans, I don't know if I ended up grabbing any defensive rebounds, just in terms of like breaking down tape with them. But he grabbed 7 rebounds in this game too. He was a good athlete. You know, we always have known that about Knecht. Does a great job being active and aggressive. He cuts backdoor pretty well. Always trying to hunt his shot. Moves well without the ball. He's been a real weapon so far for the Los Angeles Lakers. And I've been a fan of what I've seen from Knecht to this point in the season. So let's kind of dive in. I think that he would probably be my biggest regret in terms of having left him off of the rookie rankings recently. It's funny, like he enters the starting lineup immediately upon, I think the rookie rankings ran on Wednesday. And, you know, he ends up going for 19 points on 31 minutes Wednesday night after having, you know, not really played that many minutes over the course of his earlier portion of games. He was consistently in the rotation, but wasn't going crazy in terms of minute loads. But since then, he's been really good. 19 points, 14 points, and then the 27 we're going to break down here. So let's just kind of talk through, and this is good. We can talk about some of the Lakers architecture on offense, right? We love doing that. And this is a good opportunity so we can get going here. First set of the game. What are we running, JJ? Just a quick little weave action at the top. That's going to lead into like a chin set, basically. So this is like kind of a classic chin action where Reeves is going to throw this ball this way. Going to get a ball screen here from AD. And I believe Reeves is going to cut to the rim, if I remember correctly. That's right. So Reeves is going to go that way. Connect screening. AD coming up to screen. And then you're going to get Connect here for an open 3. This is absolutely an elite way to use Dalton Knecht. I love so much about this. He misses the shot. That's the only thing wrong with this set. This is the kind of stuff that JJ has really brought to the table for the Lakers this year. I love it. I love everything about it. Just misses the shot. So here, good tip. Reeves does a good job drawing a couple of defenders. And I love how he here Knecht just sees his man fall asleep, right? So picking up in transition, in all likelihood, this is probably going to be his man here because Ingram is here. Depends on the way that, you know, obviously you see Russell coming back here. So, you know, this man could take Reeves and sink back. Clearly not a lot of communication from the Pelicans here. And I think the Knecht just sees that. He sees this man stop here. So he's going to be able to get to the rim. And the worst case scenario here about Reeves, if he cuts like this, is he's going to force Ingram to help here. And that's going to leave Gabe Vincent just absolutely wide open. That's perfect. Instead, Ingram does not help. And Knecht just gets an easy bucket. Great way to start the game for him to get, I think maybe that was his second bucket or so. First quarter, though, I love it. It's a great play. Always cutting, always trying to find quick opportunities. This one. So quick little screen here from Koloko. Ugly pass from LeBron. I truly have no idea how Trey Jemison ended up being responsible for Dalton Knecht here. Okay, so now I do. So this is a bad way to defend. I really don't like this at all. Okay, so the Pelicans here are I'm guessing pre-switching this is really the way to refer to this. Where typically Jemison would be the guy in drop here. So screen, Koloko. You'd expect LeBron to be coming to try to get downhill. Jemison has to be here to play in drop. Instead, he calls out, okay, let's pre-switch this. Let's have the wing come forward here. He'll take LeBron. I think that's Brandon Boston. So as soon as LeBron hits this pass to Gabe Vincent, if this pass is in any way, shape, or form on target, I mean, this is just such an easy drive here for Vincent to be able to get downhill, but it's not, so they get more time to be able to try and figure this out. Even still, this is an incredibly difficult closeout where I think that's Javonte Green has to be the help man. But it's still a wide open driving angle for a point guard from Vincent. And all Vincent has to do here, he knows that if he just forces his man this way, Jemison's probably going to stay there to be the rim protector, and he can just shoot this out to Knecht super easily. He's driving with the anticipation of kicking this out. I just have no idea why that would be a plan defensively here. Because this is a Ram ball screen, so I should call that out too. It's a Ram ball screen. Boston calls it out. Vincent does a fine job of holding Jemison here, but like, get up through this. Oh no, I've gotten this wrong the whole way. Okay. So Jemison is not calling a pre-switch. Jemison is calling, hey, get back out. I will be in drop. This is fine from Jemison. This is terrible from Brandon Boston. Regardless, the issue for me here is Jemison needs to fight through this. You can't switch the Ram ball screen or the Ram screen into the ball screen. I have no idea why you would do that. That's insane to me. And then he's telling Boston, hey, get back over to Vincent. He's passing Vincent off. I will come up and drop. Okay, I like this a little bit better now. It's terrible from Brandon Boston, but Jemison has to do a better job of not switching that. Maybe Boston just like auto switched it, but that's really bad from the Pelicans. That's atrocious. But hey, when you have Dalton Knecht and he's a 40% plus 3-point shooter from the corners, it's pretty easy. It's the value of having a 40% 3-point shooter from the corners. So here, Knecht. I don't think Knecht has been very good defensively this year. I think this is kind of a prime example of why. I don't think he's particularly good with his angles, particularly. So here, he just gets off his line. He goes way too far this way. I think that he's thinking maybe we're not switching this, but His partner in this screen here, who is Vincent, says, no, we are switching this. Just not a lot of communication there. And he needs to be really solid on his line. Here, this is just an awesome DHO reject. Again, Knecht, having him in the corners just puts so much pressure on a defense. So what is this play? AD sets a screen here for Austin to come up and get the ball. Then you have Gabe Vincent come around. I love Reeves' little hesitation pause there. And as soon as he gets past this and penetrates, this has to be a help, and it's going to leave Knecht wide open. The whole architecture of this play is based on Dalton Knecht being an elite corner three-point shooter, putting so much pressure on Jeremiah Robinson Earl to be able to both help and then get back. So this one, they've run this play a lot. Can't remember what this play is called. I feel like I learned at one point. So DHO here from AD. AD filters here. Ball goes back out to Reeves. Entry pass here. Seems like Reeves could go for a quick little DHO. Instead, they're flipping it the other way, getting it to AD. And then this is just going to turn into like a DHO three-pointer. This is a set that Connecticut runs pretty regularly. This was awesome with Donovan Clingan last year. We talked about this on one of the early Lakers offensive architecture videos we did this season. I love the set. I mean, sometimes you're going to make them, sometimes you're not. I think Dalton gets fouled on this for what it's worth. You can see him like kind of look at the ref. I think he pretty clearly got hit on the hand. But I love the play. Again, like the offensive architecture here from the Lakers is just sick. I love everything that JJ is doing. So here, you get that little baseline screen. We'll go through it in a second. Almost kind of like a split action, like pseudo thing here where you get cross screen here from Christie to come over so that LeBron can get the ball in the block. Reeves entry, then goes away. Entry, then away. A lot of the time when you run these kind of actions, Knecht's positioning wouldn't be all the way over here. It'd be like more up here. And then he'd either cut right here or he would come around and be able to take like a pseudo dribble handoff three from LeBron. Instead, they set it up so it's almost like a reverse like elevator play sort of, which again, like this is a sharp creative set to me. And I like it as like a counter off of a normal kind of split action. So instead of having one screen, they have two screens here for Knecht to be able to make a choice where he can come this way. If they're way overplaying, he can just cut. If he feels like they're locking and trailing on him, he can come across here and try to get back this way. Or you can do what he does here and split the screens and kind of come just through the two screens here, which I would imagine, given the way that he cuts through here, is probably what they want. He gets the ball, ends up being a steal from Ingram. But again, I love the set here. We haven't even seen Dalton get going here yet because I just love the offensive actions that they're running. This is really sharp stuff to get Dalton Knecht easy looks. And honestly, he could have had more than 27 in this game. He could have had 30 if he'd have taken advantage of some of this. He's going to have a 30 ball at some point this year. My doer genes are truly my favorite piece of clothing that I own right now. They sent me out a pair of jeans and they are fantastic. I've been wearing these things everywhere that I can whenever I go out of the house. They are so comfortable. They look great. They feel great. They're stylish. They're versatile. You can wear them in a lot of different situations. They are fantastic, fantastic jeans. Doer is built for doing, with styles of stretch performance denim and lifestyle apparel for everyone in every season. Doer has you covered for the colder winter months with fabrics like a fireside denim, which is interwoven with fleece for warmth without too much bulk. Plus, Doer's clothes are sustainably crafted to last. They're going to be a staple in my closet for years. I am going to try and get them to send me more clothes out, in all honesty, because they have been so, so, so good. I love my Doers, and I'm sure you will too. Check out Doers flagship stores in LA or Denver, or shop online at shopdoer.com/game theory. That's shopduer.com/game theory. Right now, my listeners are going to get 20% off your first purchase when you use that exclusive URL. Don't wait. Get 20% off at shopdoer.com/game theory. With Robinhood Gold, you don't need a silver spoon to eat up the financial favors of the 1%. Now, the resourceful individual with Robinhood Gold can earn a very liberal 4.5% APY on uninvested cash and be rewarded with a handsome 3% retirement boost on IRA account contributions. Robinhood Gold provides the privileges of the high net worth for any net worth for just $5 a month. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. Sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Terms apply. For specific product disclosures, visit robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rate may change. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. So here, I mean, this is just awesome from Reeves, right? So again, entry to AD. Another way to kind of run like a pseudo like split kind of thing is, this is not really a split necessarily. You can have Reeves go away and set a screen here for whoever's at the top to come this way, and then cut back door. This is actually probably a little bit more traditional even than what I mentioned earlier. So he decides to cut here. Reeves feels this man here has helped, which is why when he catches, he knows, oh shit, Dalton's wide open. I'm just going to be able to turn and whip this around and drill connect for three. Again, just awesome offensive architecture. I love the early screen there from Reeves. Then we're reversing down. I kind of think that early screen from Reeves is a huge part of why this play works. So Reeves goes, sets this for AD to try and get downhill. Ingram has to stay attached here to AD. Missy is going to try and recover back to AD. And now they have two guys on Anthony Davis, which means you have to rotate. So I believe that's Brandon Boston again. Brandon Boston has to rotate up here. That's Javonte Green. Javonte Green has to rotate up here. And then really you're forcing Ingram to X out from all the way on the opposite side of the corner. Or you're forcing Missy to go out onto a shooter, which is absolutely not what you want. Connect, drills a three. Perfect. This time they've connect, bring the ball up. Looks like a typical horn set. Again, just a little miscommunication here between AD or between LeBron and Knecht. I am guessing that what happens here is the Lakers run this set all the time where they have Knecht shoot through. I'm thinking that as soon as he sees the double, he wants Knecht to like stop here. I'm not totally sure why, in all honesty. Like, I'm not sure why he's mad about this, which makes me wonder. I mean, you can see him like kind of remonstrating, let's go with. I don't know if he's mad at himself or if he's mad at Dalton for like not staying. This could be like a set action off of this where maybe they're like trying to get him on like a flare and Dalton's supposed to go here, but AD isn't really screening off of the flare. So I think maybe LeBron just made like a read and is just mad that him and Dalton aren't on the same page. Because if Dalton just slides this way here, this is a wide open three. LeBron's not wrong here. It's just if the set's supposed to be something different, maybe like LeBron wants Knecht just to be a little bit more, responsive here and realize, hey, 2 on the ball here. And maybe this is something the Lakers have taught. If they go 2 on the ball, flare out here, AD sets a screen, wide open 3. Maybe that's taught, right? And maybe that's why LeBron's mad. A lot of reasons why that could be happening. A lot of reasons why, he could be frustrated there. Hard for me to get super mad at Knecht unless this is something that they've like genuinely really been teaching. If only because I see them run this all the time where ball goes here to the elbow, elbow extended, cut away. Like that's A, like pretty normal Horns action, and B, it's an action where, they run it pretty regularly. So yeah, that's kind of my thought on that. It's interesting, at least. This is a disgusting baseline out of bounds play. This is just like, as much as this is Dalton Knecht, and Dalton Knecht, it's a lion's share of it because, JJ Redick's running plays for shooters. But this is like a JJ Redick, like offensive architecture, him running a masterclass on a lot. So Reeves goes around the screen here from Knecht. That's your first option on this play. If they don't handle that right, this is one where Reeves has to make a choice depending on how they play it. If Robinson Earl, if there's no miscommunication between those two, Reeves has to go back in space. Again, that's like good offensive structure teaching instead of having Reeves cut all the way in no matter what. Now we have Knecht. This is why it's important for this to happen here, right? Because say that Reeves is here after he cuts, you've got help on AD, but because Reeves exits, you've got AD coming downhill. On this second screen here. And then you have Knecht flashing to the corner off of all these actions for a potentially open 3. This one, he gets wide open, drills it. I mean, these are hard to guard. It's hard to get through all these actions. It's hard to get through all these sets. This is a play I feel like you see a decent amount in college. I mean, Nick Nevins is saying here that they ran this play all the time at Tennessee. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I believe that. It's a really easy set play, really sharp set play. Again, Knecht had 9 in the third quarter, halfway through, was really rolling. This is just a DHO reject set. This is where you can see Knecht get full use out of his athleticism, right? So what is this? Look, it's not far off of a horn set, right? So you have a man in the corner down here, I'm sure. Knecht's going to come through here. And then AD is going to come back. And you're going to be able to get Knecht cutting through. But the way that they run it is, do you remember how with the Cade video, we talked about what's referred to as like a get, right? So I would guess that this is referred to as something like a get DHO reject, where Russell is throwing this ball here to Knecht, and he's going back to get the ball. Knecht instead is going to reject the DHO and try to create that momentary confusion between these two and try to get a wide open lane to the rim. And he does. And Knecht is a good athlete. Like, he can go up and jump. He can get to the rim. He can get above the rim and finish. This is a quick, just little double drag in transition. Now we're seeing him be able to get downhill, try and get to the basket. Look, almost everything for Knecht is in a straight line. Shooting is essential for Knecht. I mean, he can really shoot it. Look at, because he can really shoot it, you get this closeout like all the way up here. Opens this up wide open for him to drive. I mean, the takeoff point is just insanely far. It's going to be incredibly difficult. He has great hang time, but that's just going to be an incredibly difficult finish. Rebound by AD. AD finishes at the rim. Defensively here, I mean, just gets completely caught on that screen and then loses the rebound. He's going to have to learn how to navigate screens and just like he's aware of this one. It's a good screen from, I think that's Jemison. But like, he needs to understand and have the awareness to know that, like, as Jemison continues to rise up the court, you then have more of an ability to go under the screen here. Instead, he tries to fight over the top the whole way, ends up getting played out of the play. These are things you learn defensively. And he has a long way to go defensively, but he'll get there at some point. So here, I just like the pace, right? Doesn't try and do too much. It's like a pseudo, like horns extension E kind of set, right? Somehow I've lost my marker. There we go. Where he's up top. You've got the corners, right? Quick little screen there from AD. Now we're going to have AD come up. Set just a little brush screen and then end up in this area. And he's just calm, poised with the ball. He's not a great passer, but he can do that stuff. Can take advantage of just making those quick little easy reads, right? Here. Again, AD on the ball. This one, he just comes from the heavens. Finishes way over the top of Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. Feel a little bit bad for Jeremiah Robinson-Earl there. They double AD on the block. AD was killing the Pelicans in this game, so I totally get it. 5 minutes left in the fourth. He has 31 and 14 in this game. AD's probably been one of the 5 best players in the league this year, so I get it. What I like here is Knecht realizes that they have 2 on the ball. Brandon Boston is kind of filtering this way toward Reeves. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl has helped the helper. Javonte Green has to be 1 pass away to Russell. So even though he was kind of, I think, being the transition defensive presence back there, he realizes, okay, if I cut, I have enough downhill force to where I can get all the way to the rim. Cuts, Russell gets the ball out of the block. Perfect. It's exactly what you're looking for. Great dunk. Perfect finish. Then LeBron, 2 minutes left in this game. Pelicans actually up 2. Then Knecht drives. Just a terrific, terrific drive there. Gets it out to LeBron. This is just like simple, like offensive continuity stuff. LeBron sees that Green is just a little bit off of him. Knecht, I think here you can actually see he has his eyes up. He's looking this way. I think he sees Boston go this way a little bit out of his peripheral vision. Opens that angle up, manipulates Boston that way. Gets it back up to Reeves. Perfect. Absolutely perfect there. And then he's on the ball here. Does a great job here, just beating his man to the spot, but gets bullied through, right? Not a great end note to finish on, but, worth putting it on here. Defensively, Knecht really does have to improve. But overall, like, there's a lot here to be excited about. I think he did a lot really well in this game. And I think by and large, he looks like a real, at the very least, like, good rotation player. I would imagine that when they're, I don't know, like their lineups, when they're fully healthy, I would imagine they're probably going to go back to, when you have Rui and all those guys again, like you're probably going to go back to bringing him off the bench. But I've liked the minutes with him as a starter. I think that his minutes have made sense. He was a plus 11 in this game, tops among all Lakers in a game that they won by 5. I wouldn't mind continuing to see him in the starting lineup as long as they continue to prove that they can defend around him and he can get a little bit better defensively as he gets more reps. But I don't know, with their offensive structure, having a killer corner 3-point shooter to me is more valuable than having Rui on the court. So I probably would prefer to see Knecht continue to start and they go, AD and LeBron at the 4-5 defensively, and then start Reeves, Knecht, and really whatever you want to do, I guess. But, we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do. I'm genuinely interested, though. They're a good team. The Lakers are really, really good. They're 9-4 now. They look like a team that is going to be a tough out in the regular season and probably in the playoffs. They're going to have to do something with D'Angelo Russell. He's been dreadful recently, but they look like a good out, or a tough out at the very least. And I would prefer to see Knecht starting at the very least ahead of Russell, which they've been doing pretty regularly.